Jeanette, if you're ever in the Vegas area, there's another
My sister's there now. I'm actually gonna send this to my nephew and have him try it out. I'll be there
Nice.
a couple weeks, but yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Excellent. If he doesn't like it, I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
Yeah, I didn't tell you.
And they're ramen fans, so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Excellent. All right, Mike. So
Cool.
the floor is yours. I have not had a lot of exposure to HouseAmp, your guys' product, service, and what you provide. And so I'm excited to learn a little bit more so that I can take this back to our agents as well and answer any questions they might ask me. So this is going to be a learning experience for both of us today.
Cool. Very cool. And since it's just the two of you, it's super casual. I mean, that's all my presentations are anyway. I want to have, feedback and questions, and it's not a big deal. My actual demo, my presentation is literally 7 minutes long if there's just no talking. So, but if you have questions, so it doesn't take that long. But either what we can do is there's something that like, oh, that's a great point. Just note that for me so I can, when I have that 5-minute presentation, whatever, because obviously your agents better than I do. What's more important? What's important to them? If you see something, hey, I definitely want to say this or definitely say that, just so I know I can tailor what I give you for that 5-minute one.
Perfect. I will be taking notes while you talk, Mike.
Awesome.
Jeanette, also, is my internet's not lagging, is it, or is it kind of lagging a little bit?
You're fine.
Okay, perfect.
Not like it. Yeah.
Jeanette, if you have any questions, concerns, pain points, let Mike know. I'll also be taking notes on that too, because chances are if you have these questions, there's bound to be other agents that will also be having these questions as well too. So don't hesitate, don't hold back. Mike, Jeanette is great. So
awesome. Perfect. Well, cool. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right. So yeah, Radius Concierge powered by HouseAmp. And concierge to me is a different word. This system to me is something that is an amazing tool for your real estate toolbox. Another arrow for your quiver. But the word concierge, I mean, we don't do what a concierge does, but it's much more powerful, I should say. So I'm gonna start with a couple quick questions and then we'll get into it. So first, does move and Jeanette, what market are you in?
Northern California, mostly East Bay.
Okay, awesome. So these questions now are for you. Does move-in ready really matter in your area right now?
It does.
It does. Okay. So here's a study, a national study. So in your market, what percentage of homes have an unresolved issue before they go to market, like plumbing or a bad roof or something like that?
Lately, 100%.
Right? They all have something wrong, right? Well, according to this study, 76% of all homes going to market nationally have some sort of general disrepair. So then the next question is, of the potential home buyers in today's market, this is an older study, but still, how many would prefer move-in ready versus one that they need a little bit of work or updating?
I'm going to say maybe like 90%.
Yeah, probably a lot more today, only because prices are so high, interest rates are so high, that extra cash to do something in is going to be limited. So according to the Big Blue Company a couple years ago, 80% of the buyers want move-in ready, which is pretty accurate. You get a couple people with a little extra money and a couple extra Joanna Gaines episodes, and they want to do it all themselves, right?
Yes.
So, and then what percentage of statistics are just all made up?
All of them.
According to Business Insider, 73% of them. But in all seriousness, what percentage of your listings would sell faster and for higher prices if they had a little bit of work done?
All of them, 100% of them.
Exactly. I'm not going to put a number to that one because it might differ from market to market, but I can't imagine it not being 100%. So, and why I can speak to this personally is a little bit about me. I am a real estate agent also. I am licensed here in Nevada. I've been in Vegas for now 30 years. I started as an unlicensed assistant in Southern California. Moved my way up, followed a girl up to Vegas, which ends up being my wife now. And had some time in title and escrow, so got that side of the business, and was licensed for the last 16. Most recently, when I got out of production into the tech side of things, I was a senior agent, the team trainer, designated licensee for a top team here in Vegas, and also a C instructor. So contracts, agency, ethics, law. I taught all those classes. But I had a great business, awesome business, but weekends with showing homes and open houses, I'd rather spend my time with these guys because now I have 3 grandsons. So my weekends belong to them now. So buyers and sellers can just, somebody else can deal with them. And I love doing this because I still get to help agents, still get to show them this awesome tool. And if I was in production, it will be in every single listing presentation I give. So a little bit about me. So here is an overview of the platform. So the Radius Concierge platform powered by HouseAmp is basically a digital ecosystem where the homeowner, you, the agent, a lender, and service providers can all come together in a seamless process that benefits the whole entire process. So it increases the home value, the sellability, all kinds of stuff. And it's all digital. So couple quick preview notes. It is super fast. Basically, from when you invite your homeowner, your client, they can click, they log in, they can literally start their application and get either, I've seen it as fast as 9 minutes and as slow as 15 minutes. They can get an approval in 15 minutes. Super flexible, timing wise, as long as it's before closing, they can get this loan. So they can do it pre-listing, or what's great, what we're seeing a lot of is how many times you had a property in contract and the inspection comes back ridiculous. All kinds of repairs they want, right? You ever had one of those?
Sure. Yeah.
And sometimes they might be valid, sometimes they're not. But the ones that are valid, they might have a big ticket item. Let's say the HVAC system or the roof. The seller might not have those funds to fix it. The deal goes away, right?
Not want to fix it, right?
Or not want to, yeah. But it's always not want to. It's most of the time also they can't. They don't have the money. Yeah. Well, they can utilize this loan and their equity to make those repairs. So again, anytime before closing. There's no listing price caps to our program. There's other programs out there that have certain limits. We don't have a listing limit. We have just the equity in the home and of course lender approval. We do have some loan limits, but doesn't matter the size of the property. It's just a matter of the size of the equity. Again, it is completely digital. The service providers, whoever's doing the work, basically provides their invoice to the system. The seller says, yep, pay it, click. And if it's in on Tuesday, the service provider has it on Friday. So it's super fast and super easy for everybody involved. What's great is you can use your own service providers. You're not stuck to whoever we have in the system. Our system does have a community built database. So if you do add a plumber, that plumber can say, yes, I want to be public. Now everybody in your area can use that plumber. So it'll constantly be built. And again, if your seller has a brother-in-law who's a roofer, they can use them. They don't have to be licensed, bonded, insured, all that kind of stuff. We'll leave that level of professionalism to you and your clients. But anybody can be involved in the system as a service provider. And again, super quick, last minute problems that can be fixed with this. It's done, like I said, within 15 minutes. Then you have a 3-day right of rescission period, like any loan, and then it gets funded, and then you're good to go. So literally 4 days. So quick example of the impact. So here is a house built in the mid 90s, and it kind of looks like it's still stuck there. You know, that awesome green paint, you know, the oak builder cabinets, all the trinkets and knickknacks. Looking at these pictures of this kitchen and this living room, would this home sell?
Probably not. Not for what they'll be asking for it.
There you go. Not for what they're asking for and not for top dollar. Sure, it'll sell because somebody might be able to see through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but if you're the listing agent, you come in and say, hey, well, yeah, your house will sell for this. But how about if you put in $7,500 in new cabinets, $3,200 in new interior paint, $4,200 in new appliances, and $5,000 in new countertops? Now you have this kitchen. Now, will that kitchen sell that house?
Absolutely.
All day, right? And what you've got now is with that $20,000 investment, you've got increased marketability because now that house looks good in pictures. You're going to get more buyers, you're going to get more showings, and hopefully competing offers. So the sale price also is going to go up. So with this one, again, a $20,000 investment increased the sale price by $100,000. The question is, one, does a seller ever want to put in 20 grand to their house when they're leaving?
Not really.
No. And if they did, do they have 20 grand sitting around? They could. No. So, but if it's explained properly, if you could borrow $20,000 of your equity now and sell for 100,000 more, that math should work, right? So that's what this system does. This allows that seller to borrow that money from their equity, improve the property so the sale price can be increased, which is then giving them more profit. It is super fast and flexible, as I mentioned before. Some typical use cases, like we just saw, painting, staging, and marketing. So especially with big luxury homes that are vacant, staging is necessary. You need to put a piano in the big giant ballroom they have or something like that, right? So, but staging is expensive. So you can use it for staging, for fixing things, decluttering, roofing, and for moving related items. So anything sale or moving related, this loan can be used for. Some surprising use cases, like just simple moving materials, boxes and bubble wrap. I mean, they can use that for this. I mean, they're not going to get $10,000 in boxes and bubble wrap, but that can be tacked on to whatever else they're doing also. Temporary storage, if they've been in there for 30 years and they've got 30 years of junk, move it out, get a newer storage so the house can be staged. That can be covered. And again, the biggest one is post-inspection repairs. That one we're seeing more often because that has become, especially with like HVAC, or even like we have a lot of clients in Florida. Florida roofs are a big deal, and roofs are ridiculously expensive, but they have to be fixed. So they can use this to fix the roof. So what's cool about this also is there's an amazing tool in the system for you as an agent that the seller or the homeowners don't get to see. Because we want you to be able to control the narrative about what the price of the property is. However, there is an equity estimator tool in there where you can go in and type in the address, and it'll go out and it'll use a bank grade AVM. So you're familiar with AVMs, right? Everybody knows the Zestimate on that one, right? And everybody knows that it's plus or minus accurate of nothing. So it's never right. So at least with this, we use Quantarium, and Quantarium, again, is a bank grade AVM. So the banks trust it. It's constantly scrutinized. It's double checked all the time. And again, the banks say, oh, the property's worth this. Yes, we're going to give you that money for that. So this, like this example, it shows this value is $850,000. The equity is $425,000 because they've gone out. The system's gone out, looked at public record, done some amortization calculations, and now we have the equity snapshot. Then there's a certain percentage of their equity that the homeowner can use for this loan. So in this case, they have $297,000 accessible via a loan. Now, is $297,000 going to be an investment that's going to increase the sale price enough? Probably not, but 20,000 might, or 50,000 might. So that's up to you and the homeowner to talk about and what amount is actually going to give you that return on the investment. But no, they do have almost $300,000 of their equity that they could use. And just know that equity wise, we will not over encumber a property with this loan. So we will always make sure they have 30% equity. So if their loan to value is already 70%, they probably won't qualify.
Okay.
So if they've got 30, then they've got an extra 40% they could use. So just be aware of that. And then the platform is, let me go back to that. Also, the great tool for this too is you're going to a listing presentation. Pop in that address on your way or even before, and you can know what's available at that property. So when you walk in and you see the inside and go, yeah, we need carpet, we need paint, we need decluttering. That's going to cost us, a couple $1,000s. So we know that this seller has $100,000 available in this loan product. So now you have a tool. You can say, we could sell your house as is for this, but if we borrowed your equity, now we can sell it for this. What would you like to do? So it gives you an extra tool. It is super easy to use. This is a quick snapshot of what the platform looks like. You literally have over here on the right, you put in that address, you've looked at the equity estimator, and there's a big button that says invite homeowner. That's all you have to do. That's it. You type in their name and their email address, their phone number, they get an email. And when they do that and they accept, you'll have oversight, not any kind of control, because we don't want to make it non-compliant, but you'll be able to see everything that happens when the homeowner decides that we're going to do a project, we're going to fix the roof, or we're going to paint. You can see that they've created that project. We'll see that they've assigned a contractor. We'll see when that contractor puts in an invoice. We'll see when that invoice gets paid. So you'll have oversight. So you'll be able to say, hey, get that, hurry up and get paid. Is that going to get done? Because we have a listing date of this. So you'll be able to kind of see what's going on. So you're not left in the dark.
Okay.
So nothing's free, right? Everything costs money. So what is the loan going to cost? So this loan is an equity-based pay later loan. They can fund for anywhere from $10,000 to $400,000, again, with those equity restrictions, but the loan can be that amount. There is a 1.99% origination fee. The good thing about that fee is it's taken out of the loan amount right at the start. So the seller is not paying anything out of pocket, which is great. That's the situation they're in. They're cash poor, equity rich. They don't have the cash to pay 1.99. So it automatically gets taken off the loan amount. There's a 60-day no interest period also. So if you were to get the home on the market, get the loan, get the repair done, get it sold and closed within 60 days, they're essentially getting an interest-free loan, just paying the 1.99, which is great. Then the interest rate does start at 11.99. Right now, I think they're running around 14.5 in certain locations, depending on where the bank is loaning or which bank is loaning. And it is a 24-month loan with a 6-month draw period. So much like a HELOC, and the HELOC is the closest related loan program, but this is not like a HELOC. But it's its distant cousin. So it's a 24-month loan with a 6-month draw period. So they can do pre-listing work, get it all ready to go to market, and it sells, and then they have an issue at inspection. They still have that 6-month period to draw those funds.
Okay.
There's no payments for the first year when they have this loan. Hopefully your listings don't go to a year, so they don't have to start making payments. But if they did, it's only interest-only payments at month 13 through 23. Then at month 24, the loan is due. It's need to be repaid if the home hasn't already sold.
Okay.
So repayment is 2 years or when the home is sold, whichever comes first. And again, we've only, in all the, I'd say thousands of loans we've done, only 2 have actually gone to the 24-month mark. Okay. One was because a job thing canceled and they weren't moving anymore. So they had to pay it off at 2 years. And the other was just fraud. They wanted to just borrow the money and not sell the house. So that was a whole different story.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the goal is to get the seller these funds, get the home fixed, get it sold for more, and have it paid off when the home is sold. So the seller's not out any kind of pocket money. There's the only financial restriction or a qualification for the homeowner is a minimum credit score.
Okay.
So much like a HELOC, you have to qualify to repay the loan, and it's based on your income. Not this one. This one is just equity based. It's collateralized with the home, which is also great for your sellers who are now going to be buyers. Because my biggest fear with when I was doing that was, okay, Mr. Seller, don't do a thing. Don't go get a new washer and dryer, and don't, holidays are coming up. Don't buy it. But with this, because it's on the home, it doesn't hit their debt to income ratios, and the hit on their credit looks like another mortgage type hit. So we have that period where the buyers are supposed to be going out and getting different mortgage quotes. So all the mortgage inquiries on their credit just appear as one. So it's not bad for your sellers who are going to be a buyer. There is a 3.5 or 3.49% service provider fee. So and it's much like a credit card fee for the vendors. So say the roofer comes in, is going to do a $20,000 roof. There'll be a 3.5% fee on that invoice. He can either include that 3.5 and pass it on to the consumer, or pay it like they would a credit card fee.
Okay, and that's every vendor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Also, thank you for asking me that, because that sparked another point. Let's say they're going to do appliances. They're going to go to Home Depot or Lowe's, or buy the appliance package from Costco, whatever they are. Those big box stores, they're not going to give us an invoice. They're just not. So what the seller can do, the seller or the homeowner has access to 25% of their loan amount that they can actually use for their own work. So things like moving materials or the appliances, something they'll have to go buy cash, they'll be able to access those funds. The only asterisk to that is, because they will be set up as a vendor to take the money out of the loan, they'll also pay the 3.5 on that amount.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So benefits for your client, huge upside. They're going to unlock more value with your recommendations. That being said, and say your recommendations, not just going to, hey, we have $200,000. Let's just fix everything and we're going to sell for 100,000 more. It doesn't make any sense. So based on your recommendations to the market, homes with improvements sell faster. Homes with improvements sell for higher price, more profit for your seller. Again, you're allowing them to tap into the equity that they've previously not been able to touch until they sell it, especially if they're cash strapped. And you're actually allowing your client to flip their own house, make it an as is to an as was. Try to use that in a sentence. I haven't tried to figure that one out, but an as was to earn more profit using this program. So benefits for you. Again, you have another tool in your toolbox. Like I mentioned before, you're now the expert. You can demonstrate, hey, we can do this. This is new to the market. We can tap into your equity and get a higher price. You're now the expert. You're going to be able to keep more transactions together that might fall out because of the inspection items. You're going to be strengthening your referral source because obviously the happier the seller, the more referrals you're going to get as long as you ask, right? And enhancing your referral network because you're able to put in your own service providers. You can put in the plumber or the handyman and say, hey, I'm putting you on this system. Turn on the little button that says public so other people can use you. You'll get leads. So in turn, refer me a buyer or a seller, that kind of thing. And then, of course, whenever you're increasing the sale price of the property, you're increasing your bottom line, which is what we're all about because we're in this business to make money. And we want to increase our bottom line, right? So we do have support. Monday through Friday, 9 to 8. So if any kind of question, especially with the homeowners, they'll go on, I don't know how to fill out this. Feel free to give me a call. But also you have the regular customer service line. I won't have access to their account to see what they're doing. Customer service will. So I'll kind of be able to give some guidance, but I won't be able to go in and look. So just know that is available. We also have trainings. We'll set up regular radius trainings if we need to. Otherwise, we have them every other Thursday. And then that's pretty much it. So pull out your phone and scan that QR code on the right. That will take you to the Radius Concierge sign-up page. Fill that out, sign up. It is free to sign up. It's free to use. Again, now it's just another tool in your toolbox. And on that page also, bookmark it because there is a link at the top that says Agent Resources. And in there are flyers you can print out for your listing presentations, flyers for the homeowner, flyers for you, the agent. There's a training deck. So you can see some other talking points for your presentation. So, any questions?
No questions. You pretty much answered them all.
Awesome. Eileen, any questions?
That was great, Mike. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording because I've got a few other points that I want to talk about for Stage Radius.
Yep.